Alrighty, so I'd like to go ahead and welcome everyone this evening. For all of y'all to be here and make the effort to show up for Scott and Hayden as we celebrate this marriage and send them off into their honeymoon. Send them off into the rest of their lives. Surrounded by people who they love the most, I know is very, very special. I'd like to begin with a couple of toasts. I'm sure y'all wouldn't mind if I encourage you to take a couple drinks. Heck, might even get a couple of y'all out on the dance floor. So, to Logan, Jana, this room is filled with friends. This room is filled with family. And honestly, I'm not sure we could fit any more people in here. But all of us were brought together, sharing laughs, anxious to celebrate the newlyweds. All possible because you've generously provided this beautiful venue for us to gather. So I'd just like to say cheers to you both for hosting us this evening. How lucky are all of us to be invited. Well, cheers. I'd also like to make a toast to everyone here and the meaningful roles you have all played in Scott and Hayden's life. Intentional or not, everyone in this room has shaped, sharpened, and guided these two as they've walked through life, separate lives on a collision course with each other. Undoubtedly, all of y'all have made a difference. And so, just please join me. I just would like to cheers all of you and me. So my name is Kevin. I'm the best man this evening. I'm Scott's best friend. And man, have I been blessed to walk through life with him at the same pace for 31 years. But now I'm sure you can tell that Scott and I share an extremely unique relationship. There's been a lot of people over the last couple of days who have hugged me, telling me congratulations. But we were born 2 minutes apart, baby A and baby B. And we're raised by wonderful parents. They're sitting over here, Barb and Jeff. And we shook up my beautiful older sister's world when we came home. Claire found herself immediately outnumbered 2-1. But Claire has graciously put up with and loved us both tremendously. We're a close family, and I'm so thankful for that. Growing up as an identical twin created infinite interactions that started like, are they twins? What are their names? And who's who? I heard a lot of that this weekend too. And for some reason, Scott's name has changed all the time. As infants at a doctor's office, at a regular checkup, my mom and her mother, my Grammy, found themselves with 2 identical babies with no distinction on which one was which. Making their best guess, they grabbed a Sharpie and drew a dot on the bottom of Scott's foot. Scott with a dot. Then he was Scott's the one in blue. There are a couple twins here who probably know that you get a color picked for you. And so Scott was blue and I was red. Then he was Scott with the scar because he pulled a coffee table on his head. And then every time I was mad at him as a kid, I called him Scotty Potty. and I was promptly sent to my room. And then we went to middle school. And to the ladies, Scott quickly became Scotty Too Hottie. And then my mom found a notebook in Scott's room full of teenage angst, written out as rap songs. Between that and a few freestyle rap appearances at high school parties, let me introduce you to It's Your Boy, Yo, Scotty. And for 4 years in high school, while Scott was setting school records, playing basketball, every time he made a three, the entire stand stood up and chanted, "Holy Poly." What's the difference? Who's who? How about who is he? Scott's a great athlete. He started on our varsity high school basketball team for 4 years during one of the greatest runs in school history. He scored over 1,000 points, set a bunch of records, and has his name hanging up in the gym on multiple banners. We've won championships together. We've cried in locker rooms after losses. Like a scene out of Friday Night Lights, after our final high school basketball game, we sat in the car in front of our parents' house, and it was quiet for a while. I think we both understood what getting out of the car meant. Scott wasn't playing baseball in the spring, so this was it. Scott cut the silence with something to the spirit of, "Hey man, it's been a lot of fun. I'm gonna miss it, and I love you." What a guy. I want to clarify one thing though. In those moments where we weren't on the same team, I wanted to beat the freaking crap out of him. And I still do. He's my teammate though. In any game, in any competition, and in life, the fact that the Lord knew before we were born in this world, He knew that we had to go through this life together. It's unreal, man, and I don't take any of it for granted. Scott loves the Lord. He's a pursuer of people. He values friendships tremendously. He's intentional. And dang, he is someone you can count on. I know that I'm standing up here as the best man, but there's a handful of men behind me who are very significant to Scott and his story. And so during the bachelor weekend, we had some time where these brothers shared some meaningful words about Scott. And I think it's important that you hear how his friends describe him. So here are a couple phrases that stuck out. When I think of a big adventure in my life, it was because you pulled me out of my comfort zone. He sees you as you are and is the ultimate encourager. He's consistent. He's reliable. He's a lover of you, your people, and your people's people. And he's someone who shows up. And to me, Scott has walked with and continues to walk with me as I chase after all of my ambitions. He's the one who can pull off a big surprise. He's the one who wants to head out into the unknown on a big adventure. He's loyal. And as someone who's prone to wander, this brother pulls me back into the light time and time again. I vividly remember walking into the kitchen one afternoon a couple summers ago. Scott just returned from a trip visiting friends. His bags were by his feet. Leaning up against the counter, he said to me, "Hey man." Y'all know how Scott is. He said, "Hey man, there's something I want to tell you. I want you to know that I went on a date." I thought, a date? But I said, "Oh, nice, man." I said, "What's her name?" he said Hayden. Walking away from that conversation, I thought to myself, oh, here we go. So for 2.5 years, this brother pursued Hayden from a distance. Virtual dates, phone calls, flights, drives, letters, text messages, even probably some emails. Scott was determined, and he was in love long before he'd admit it. There are two wonderful ladies who are going to get up here and say some things about Hayden tonight. But from our time together, her spirit and the love she's shown my brother, the love she's shown to me, to my family, to our friends, hasn't gone unnoticed, and I'm so excited for the memories to come. Scott, my brother, I really celebrate the last 31 years walking through life with you as your twin brother, and I'm so thankful for our unique journey together. Few people know what it's like to have a twin, none of them lucky enough to have a Scott. I look up to you, I value your words, and I'm so lucky that I've had someone in the battle with me all this time. Scott, Hayden, I'm honored to be standing up here tonight. I don't take this honor lightly. I love you both tremendously, and I'm so excited to welcome you, Hayden, into our family as my new sister. So if everyone wouldn't mind raising a glass. I'd like to cheers to the newlyweds and to a lifetime of adventures to come. We all love you. Cheers.